To give a brief recap, in part 1, we touched on the roots of hip-hop in New York, as well as the city's glorious past. The Mecca of hip-hop experienced a fall from grace for a period of time, the South got hot, and New York was forced to take some time away from the spotlight to retool and build a new foundation. By no means was this journey an easy road, but what's a great come-up story without a little struggle? Which leads us to the next chapter. And now, for part 2. ASAP Yams had a vision for ASAP Mob, and he used the internet to his advantage to get his vision out into the world. The group was initially criticized by New Yorkers for exploring their southern influences and drifting away from the city's traditional sound. But how could anyone question how New York Rocky and his crew were? After all, Rocky was named after the legend Rakim. When Rocky came into the game, his success made it possible for others in his crew to have success as well. ASAP Ferg built up his name and is recognized as one of the best MCs in the game. In 2017, ASAP 12 dropped an album, and ASAP Ferg had one of the biggest hits of his career with Plain Jane. He also released a full-length project. Later in the year, the group released Cozy Tapes Volume 2, a project that showcased the group's massive potential. The group's electrifying personalities cut through the records, and the project introduced a new talented artist, Smokey Margella. Now, the Mob's energy has been likened to that of another legendary Harlem group, the Diplomats. Simultaneously, the culture was introduced to Joey Badass and Pro Era, as well as Action Bronson. Joey released 1999 in 2012, and it was praised for its colorful and fresh take on New York's golden era sound. He found his voice and emerged into his own style after releasing a volume of music. He's received ghostwriting credits since then for Post Malone's smash record Rockstar, and dropped one of the best hip-hop albums of 2017, titled All American Badass. Action Bronson grew an audience for embracing New York's vintage mafioso sound. His bigger-than-life personality adds a theme to his music. However, New York suffered a huge loss with the passing of Chinx Drugz in May of 2015. They were able to bounce back when A-Boogie came onto the scene in 2016. His debut album, The Bigger Artist, demonstrated his strengths as a talented songwriter. He possesses an ear for sticky melodies and the ability to write quality raps. Frequent collaborator and friend Don Q also showed out on hard-hitting freestyles and sharp street raps. Designer found a way to global success with Panda, and then many thought he faded into obscurity. But he never stopped working. This past year, he quietly released quality records in Malibu and Arms. Harlem artist Dave East released a cohesive and impressive debut in Paranoia based on a true story, and recently released his follow-up, P2. Every project is a step up from the last, and he continues to paint vivid pictures of his past while delivering strong lyrics. Fresher secured a noteworthy placement on Eminem's Revival album and delivered a charismatic guest verse on the Chloroseptic remix. And we can't forget about the eccentric Flatbush Zombies, who use their voices and unorthodox style of writing to pave a lane for themselves. Veteran spitters Sky Zoo, Jadakiss, and Fabulous also released their projects in 2017. Sky Zoo released Peddler's Theme, and Jadakiss and Fabulous released Friday on Elm Street. Not to mention, Jay-Z also returned with one of the most important albums of the year in 444. Perhaps the most important part of the storyline may be the return of strong women figures in hip-hop. MCs like Queen Latifah, Lil' Kim, Salt-N-Pepa, and MC Lyte gave us a healthy balance in the culture. Once they stepped away from the spotlight, dominant women MCs in hip-hop became a rarity. This new crop of talented women are fearlessly embracing their unique voices and filling a hole that has been empty for a very long time. Cardi B was the first female hip-hop artist to go #1 since Lauryn Hill. She was also the first rapper to have their first 3 Billboard hits in the top 10. Nicki Minaj had a couple of successful chart-topping records in Motorsport and Rake It Up. Remy Ma has some chart-topping success of her own in All the Way Up, as well as hard-hitting verses in songs like Wait a Minute. And new talent in Princess Nokia and Malibu Mitch have also emerged onto the scene. Both have been proven to be worth the hype. Most people didn't want to let go of the New York sound, rightfully so. It symbolized a preservation of culture. However, New York artists are no longer gripping onto the nostalgia of what was. They are instead creating their own legacies. The new wave of New York hip-hop feels promising, and it's safe to say that the Mecca of hip-hop is in great hands.
What up, squad? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can hit the subscribe button. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram by clicking the links below. Until next time, thanks for watching All Dev News.